Hey, greetings and good morning from Hardin-Simmons University. Hardin-Simmons University is a good place for learning, community, and fellowship. My experience with Hardin-Simmons University has been my home away from home. I want to assure you that you are linked and connected with our people that with a purpose and also with a vision and with a plan to develop our students both internationally. Being international students is part of my life to experience that Hardin-Simmons University has been a place that I can learn and grow and mature, and the community is so friendly. Today with us, we are so glad for our Faith for connecting us to this platform live from our studios. And we have a Vice President for Global Engagement and International Student Services, and also who is coming over to preside this part of a presentation. So thank you very much and welcome, all of you, and we appreciate your participation, and also we appreciate your availability to be here with us today. God bless you. Welcome.
Well, good morning. It is so great to be with you here from Abilene, Texas. So my name is Gray Hoff, and I serve as Associate Vice President for Global Engagement here at Hardin-Simmons. First, I want to just especially thank Faith Biku. Faith has become such a good friend to us here, and I just want to say thank you so much, Faith, for the opportunity to come and share about HSU, about Christian education to your colleagues in Africa. So thank you. I also want to thank my brother, Kisame Kupe. Kisame is one of our best and brightest students. He comes from Nairobi, Kenya. And he has become, there he is. Hello, Kisame. Kisame has become a brother to me and a brother to our campus. He has shared with us so much about your continent, about the country of Kenya. Our university has been traveling to the continent of Africa over the last 4 years pretty extensively. We've visited Kenya and Rwanda and Nigeria, hoping to visit many more different countries. We really at Hardin-Simmons have a passion for Christian education and really a passion for the area of the world that you are all in Africa. There is something really incredible going on in your part of the world. There is a lot of incredible people that are desiring excellent education. Many are looking to study in the United States, and our university has just really become passionate about traveling and helping students from your part of the world, from all over Africa, to study at our school. We are also making plans to bring electronic learning, online learning into Africa as well. We are starting to partner with a number of churches and universities and organizations. So I want you to know from our university and our leadership, Africa is a very special place for us. And we are, and Faith does know this, which has been a great help, her being a door opener for us. We see long-term partnerships and planning that we want to do in your part of the world. So let this presentation be just an initial introduction about our school. And we look forward, between myself, Mr. Kupe Kisame, and then Shannon West, who's our international admissions counselor. Let this be the first of many conversations that we can start having and a long-term relationship and friendship in all different countries, EducationUSA's, embassies, universities, high schools throughout Africa. Hardin-Simmons University is a very special place. We believe that each and every one of our students have a God-sized dream that He has put in their heart. We believe that education is a key that God uses to unlock destinies and purposes in those students. Every single one of them every student that studies with us, we believe, has an incredible dream that they have. Our role is to help them find that dream, prepare for that dream, unlock and help them one day come back to Africa and be the next generation of leaders that will change their countries, their continent, and the world. And so we love education, but we believe that education is first and foremost needing to be rooted in Christ. We partner with the church, and we bring in culture, character and values into the education to, again, create that next generation of leaders that are going to lead with integrity and character and change the world. And so Today, we're going to show you, my good friend Shannon West is going to walk you through our admissions process, the scholarships that we offer, and to help really share the heart behind HSU. The couple things that I want you to know and put in your head and heart is our commitment to opening up the purpose in life of our students to see who they are in Christ and God, and to see how they're going to use their gifts to change the world. The other one I want you to remember is that we are a family. We are in an incredible season in many parts of this world, a very difficult season with coronavirus. And it has been extraordinary. It has challenged us in ways that I have never seen in this 15 years of higher education. But I want you to know it has also challenged us to be innovative, to grow, and to try new things. That has really been a motive for pushing much more online learning that we'll be doing in the years ahead. But then also I want you to know that while many universities around the U.S. Did all sorts of things with international students. Some could go home, some couldn't. I want you to know that every one of our international students that were affected, many students had borders closed to countries, had no ability to return home. Every single one of the international students that have studied here at this university, which the majority that we have here are from Africa. Number one is Kenya, Rwanda, Nigeria. Those are the largest groups of students that we have studying from out of the country here. Every single one of them have always had a place to stay. Every single one of them have had access to food. We've opened up our cafeteria to any single student that is struggling financially to eat or to take care of themselves. I have seen our university family in extraordinary ways love and take care of these students that are not from our country as if they were family. And so I want you to know that that is our heart, and that is something very special to us. We really love international students, and we're hoping that with this presentation and your new friendship that we can help many more study here at HSU. So next, I want to show a quick video that will share a little bit about HSU, and then I'm going to invite Shannon West to come in and share with us more about the admissions process. So at this time, please enjoy this video.
Developing Christian leaders, engaging the mind, nurturing the spirit. Hardin-Simmons University.
My name is Gray Hoff, and I serve as Associate Vice President for Global Engagement here at Hardin-Simmons University.
I'm Zazania Raju, and I'm from India.
So my name is Charity Obudon, and I'm from Mombasa, Kenya.
My name is Aroma Idema, and I'm from Rwanda, Kigali.
My name is Zoe Abigail, and I'm from Surabaya, Indonesia.
My name is Katrina C., and I'm from Malaysia.
My name is Joseph Tobias. I'm from Nigeria.
Working with international students really is a passion for me. Students from other countries travel some up to 30 hours, coming to a new country with a new culture, a new language, different food, away from everything and everybody that they know to go to college. I drove 4 hours to go to college. Some of these students traveled to the other side of the world. Our office here in the international office, we spend a lot of time to really help those students coming from other countries to be successful.
I had the university supporting me at every step and every procedure of my application process.
The staff was so kind and responsive, and they always made sure that I knew what I needed to know. I just really appreciated that. It just made me feel so cared for already, even when I wasn't here yet at Hardin-Simmons.
My flight didn't get here until late in the night. And after getting out from the airport, the first thing I was looking for, who is there to pick me up. And it was really surprising to see someone from Hardin-Simmons University late that night was there to pick me up and holding the flashcard saying, "Welcome to Zania, welcome to HSU."
You know, coming to Hardin-Simmons has been a great blessing. A blessing because a place is defined by the people that are there. And Hardin-Simmons has really defined what it means to live as humans in a community of love, care, and understanding. As an international, I don't feel lost in Hardin-Simmons or in Abilene because of the care and the love of the people. So that has been amazing, and it's a great community to be part of.
Going to HSU itself, was really easy because HSU has a team of international students that will help you. Like we have this orientation week before the actual orientation for new students, just for internationals, and that helped a lot. Like I had friends before I was supposed to go out and meet friends.
And I've enjoyed being here, more so because the teachers are always willing to go an extra mile. Like they're a very good example of the Christian family.
They just went out of their way to make sure that I was comfortable and I was home, even though I was 8,000 miles away from home.
The teachers, they show the way they treat their subject and the way they treat us as students shows their love for people and shows the love that they have for their subject as well.
Our classes mostly are like discussion oriented, and when people from different backgrounds come together in the community, you learn a lot of stuff.
We need you as an international student to come here. You teach us so much about the world and about education by coming here to study.
If you're debating whether or not you want to go to school abroad, I'd say just do it. It's one of the best decisions I've ever made. And I know that it was one of the best decisions any international students ever made.
I would definitely recommend students to come to Hardin-Simmons because it's a place where you'll be challenged, you'll be pushed, and you'll be changed to become a better person, a better member of the society, and impact the world as a whole.
With students from over 25 countries around the world, HSU is an international family.
HSU is like nyumbani na familia kwangu.
Hardin-Simmons University చాలా మంచిది. ఇక్కడ నేర్చుకోవడానికి వచ్చిన ప్రతి వాళ్ళు కూడా చాలా చక్కగా నేర్చుకోవచ్చు.
Hardin-Simmons adalah kesempatan.
HSU is tempat yang kamu adalah potensi untuk berkembang.
HSU is urugero rw'urukundo rw'Imana.
HSU wajen kauna ne.
Hardin-Simmons University, changing the world.
HSU really is an international family, and we're delighted to share that family with you. Before I turn over the presentation to Shannon, I want to thank our media team. I wish that each of you could see the cameras, the video, and the studio that we're in right now. I want you to know that our entire studio is being run by our students. And so not only will you students that come study here get to learn in the classroom, but they're also going to have practical experiences like what's happening right here. That this entire visual media display, this presentation, this meeting is being streamed live from a studio on campus with the most incredible technology. And I just want to thank Dr. Greg Hollabaugh, Emily, and the rest of the team here for helping us set this up this morning. So Shannon, we are looking forward to getting to know you more. Will you please walk us through your presentation? Thank you all.
Yes, absolutely. I'm so thrilled to be with you this morning. As they said earlier, my name is Shannon West, and I do serve as the International Admission Counselor for Hardin-Simmons University. And I love getting to work with our students who come from Africa and walk them through the admission process step by step and make sure that they feel very comfortable as they work to come to Hardin-Simmons, and make sure we get them plugged in to the correct places on campus and plugged into a great team that we have here who's waiting for them. So if you have questions throughout, feel free to type your questions into the chat section. We will be very sure to go through and answer all of your questions, and we'll have a time at the end for that. And for some good dialogue about the discussion, but feel free to put any questions you have in there along the way so that we can answer them for you. So to start off with just a little bit of information about Hardin-Simmons, we were founded in 1891, and we are a private Christian university located in Abilene, Texas. Abilene is located pretty close to the center of the state of Texas, so it's in a great location. We have more than 45 undergraduate majors. We also have a variety of graduate programs and 2 doctoral programs as well. As of now, we have about 2,400 students enrolled. That's including our graduate students and our online students as well, from over 27 different countries. So a very diverse and really thriving international population on campus. one of the great things about Hardin-Simmons is the Christian environment and the ability that our professors have to integrate faith and learning into the classroom, and provide a very safe learning environment on a secure campus. And this translates into the online platform as well. So if your students are attending courses online, that faith integration will still be incorporated into their online courses as well. And really my favorite thing about Hardin-Simmons is that when we say we are the Hardin-Simmons family, we truly, truly mean it. My professors, staff member on campus, I mean, I've had dinner with them, I know their families. As Gray Hoff mentioned a few minutes ago, our Hardin-Simmons family has really stepped in to take care of our students on campus in the midst of the coronavirus modifications that we've had to make. So when we say we're a family, we really and truly mean it. And so that's my favorite thing about the campus. A little bit more about Abilene and where our main campus is located. Abilene is a relatively small city, about 120,000 people. As I said, we're located pretty close to the center of the state of Texas, so where the star is on that photo, that's where Abilene is located. The nice thing about that is it's very easily accessible to some of the major cities in Texas, like Austin, Worth, Houston, San Antonio. You're within a short driving distance of all of those cities. And the cost of living in Abilene is quite affordable because it is a little bit smaller. So it's a great place to live. It's a great place to be an international student. It's a Christian community, Christian values held throughout the city. And it's a very safe campus and a safe city. And so Hardin-Simmons, even though we are located in a very safe area, we do have a campus that's patrolled 24 hours a day, 7 days a week by our own police, our own campus police force. Just to quickly go through some of our rankings so that you know how Hardin-Simmons relates to other schools. We were ranked number 41 best colleges in regional universities west by U.S. News and World Report. That was our 2020 ranking, so very current. The Princeton Review's 2020 best colleges in the Western region. We were on that list as well. In 2019 through 2020, we were a Texas Christian College of Distinction, and then also ranked number 20 as best colleges in Texas by College Choice in 2017. We were ranked number 9 in top colleges where students pursue higher degrees. So they go on to those master's degrees and doctoral degrees. And there are many opportunities for them to do that at Hardin-Simmons. They can stay there and continue their education even further. And then we also have a faculty-student ratio of 12:1, which is outstanding because your students that you send to Hardin-Simmons are going to receive personalized attention from their professors. Their professors will know who they are. They will be able to look out for them. And our professors really and truly do care about their students and want them to do well, want them to succeed. So it's a great environment. Okay, just to briefly go through the admissions steps. I'll outline these in a little bit of detail, and then I will take you into in the next couple of slides as well. But just quickly, what the steps are, we've tried to simplify the process for international students to receive admission to Hardin-Simmons University. So the first thing that they need to do is fill out our online application. Our online application is free. There's no charge. So they are able to fill that out. It takes about 20 minutes. They just need to have some of their information available to plug into the application as they go through it. When they fill out the application, they will create an account that they can log back into later and submit their documents electronically. So as soon as they complete the application, they filled everything out, they have their account, they will receive a checklist with these other items on there. The only other things that we need in order to offer admission for undergraduate students is their high school transcript, and they can just upload that electronically into that checklist. We also need an SAT, ACT, or CLT score. The SAT and ACT, as you may be aware, have mostly been canceled due to the coronavirus, and so we have offered a new option of the CLT, which is an online exam. And so they have their choice of one of those 3 exams to turn in to us. We also need a statement of purpose. The statement of purpose is just a brief essay about why they want to study at HSU or what their future plans are. The statement of purpose is used for us as a writing sample, but it's also an opportunity for us to learn about the students. We really do read all of them. And we want to learn who they are, what their passions are, what their goals are, why they want to come to the U.S. to study. So it's a great opportunity for us to get to know them a little bit better on a more personal level. And then after they submit those items, they will receive their scholarship. So they will receive admission, and then they will receive their scholarship. There are some scholarships that we will automatically evaluate them for, and I'll talk about that on the next slide in more detail. But as soon as they receive admission, they will receive scholarships. And that enables them to move into the step number 3, which is the immigration documents portion, which I'm sure you are all very familiar with. But these are the items that we need in order to issue the I-20 and to help them get their visa. We do need a copy of their passport, and it needs to be valid for at least a year into the future. We need a financial support form, which will be provided to them when they receive admission to Hardin-Simmons. They also need to pay their SEVIS fee and make a deposit to HSU. The deposit is $300. And at that point, we will issue their I-20 to them along with a packet that has a certificate with their scholarship amounts, an official admission letter, and a document detailing some important information they may need for the visa interview, or information about their housing arrangements and things like that to help answer questions that could come up for them. And at that point, they are able to make their visa interview appointment and go obtain their visa. In light of the circumstances globally at this moment, we know that visa interviews are not happening currently, so we are still working with students to get them prepared to go for a visa interview as soon as that is available to them. But if by some chance they are not able to get a visa and arrive in time for the fall semester, we have also, as Gray Hoff mentioned, made arrangements for online learning for the fall semester so that they can still begin their education and then come to the U.S. as soon as they are able to. And then as soon as they have their visa, they are able to enroll in their classes and make their arrival plans to come to Hardin-Simmons. So these are the scholarships that I mentioned earlier. So this scholarship page, this is what we automatically evaluate students for when they get accepted to the university. We use their test scores very heavily in the scholarship awarding process. So that SAT, ACT, or CLT score really plays a big role in which scholarship they get. So you can see here, if they are a transfer student, we do have a transfer scholarship that is $8,000. And then depending on how high their test score is, they could potentially go up to $16,000. The nice thing about this scholarship is it is renewable. So if, for example, a student gets an 1130 on their SAT and they get awarded the $12,000 scholarship, as long as they maintain an adequate GPA while they are at Hardin-Simmons, they can receive that scholarship each year that they are there. These scholarships are broken into semesters. So if they receive the $12,000 scholarship, they would receive $6,000 in the spring and $6,000 in the fall. And that's how that's awarded. So that scholarship, we automatically evaluate them for. There's no extra application process for that. So you can feel certain that if your students are admitted, they will receive at least $8,000 in scholarship from us. And many students receive more than that. And I'll show you some more about cost here in just a second. A few other important things to know about scholarships. We do have several others available. So this one is the one they are automatically evaluated for. We do have others beyond that. Our honors scholarship, if a student scores at least a 1200 on the SAT, we can consider them for our honors program. The honors program is very competitive. There are lots of students who apply for it, only a few spots available. So that's definitely something that, you know, they may need to work through. It may not be a guaranteed award, but if they are offered a spot in the honors program, it is a $21,000 scholarship. In addition to that, a few of the honors, the new honors candidates will be selected as Leland Scholars. The honors program is competitive. This level is even more competitive, but the Leland Scholarship is a full tuition scholarship. So that is a possibility, and we do have international students who receive the Leland Scholarship, so that's definitely available to them, and definitely a possibility to receive a full tuition scholarship. In addition to the Leland Scholarship, that is a full tuition scholarship, we do have another program available that I apologize is not on this list, but we have what we call our Christ Liebe program. And that program is specifically available to students who have lost their parents. They are self-supporting, or they have grown up outside of their immediate family and do not have any family support for their education. We do have a program that offers full tuition support for them. So that the only thing they have to pay is their room and board beyond that. So we have those available, and we have international students on our campus who have received both part of the Christ Liebe program and the Leland Scholarship. So those opportunities certainly are available. Another scholarship that we do have is our Church Match Scholarship. Because we are a faith-based university, we do value the influence of the church in students' lives. So if a student has a church that is willing to sponsor them, Hardin-Simmons will match up to $2,000 of that scholarship. So they could potentially, they could get a large amount of money through the Church Match program as well. We also have the HSU Heritage Scholarship, which is available for any student whose parents are in full-time ministry, whether that's missionaries or pastors. And the HSU Heritage Scholarship also applies to students who have a family member who have attended Hardin-Simmons. So, and that is $1,500 per year for each year that they are there. And then we also have our leadership scholarships and departmental scholarships. Some of those scholarships are not available until after the first year at Hardin-Simmons. Once they have a Hardin-Simmons GPA, those become more available. But those are certainly options and certainly ways that we can contribute cost, as is work study. We do hire a lot of students on campus to work in various departments. And so we estimate that students can earn about $4,400 per year through work study, just depending on the job and the number of hours worked. And our global engagement team can certainly help international students if they are seeking a job, help them find some opportunities that are available so that they can apply and work on campus. I want to very quickly go through the direct cost and show you what our costs are, and then also show you what a sample scholarship package would look like, so that you can see the actual costs that are very typical for students. So the first is tuition. So currently our tuition is $29,526. That includes 34 credit hours. We do block tuition. So they are charged per semester, and they are able to take 17 credit hours per semester with that tuition rate. If they want to go beyond that, there's possibly an additional charge for that, but many of our students are very comfortable with the 17 hours per semester. That's a pretty heavy load as it is, so that's great for them. After tuition, we do have our fees that total about $1,838. And then we have our housing, which is $4,840, and our meal plan, which is $4,900. These costs come out to $41,104. This is for the full year, and this is a very inclusive price. So everything that you see here, this is going to be very, very close to what they're actually going to pay, and it is for a full year, so that's a great benefit to them. To show you a sample scholarship package, we put in the Dean's Scholarship, which is a pretty mid-level scholarship of $12,000. We did $4,000 for church match. Pretty common that a church will give about $2,000, and then we're able to match $2,000 to make that $4,000 total. And then work study of $4,400, totaling just over $20,000 in financial aid for the student. This is a very typical scholarship package. We didn't want to present something that would be unrealistic or unattainable. This is very typical of what our students can receive. Some receive more, some receive less, just depending on test scores and other factors. But this is something that could be anticipated. And so with the tuition, the full costs minus the scholarships, students are paying approximately $20,700. So you can see that amount was about cut in half by scholarships. So those are kind of what our costs come out to. Like I said, there are a lot of different ways. Like if students receive the Leland Scholarship, obviously that discount is going to be a whole lot greater for them. So each student is very individual, but this is something that as I'm working with your students, I will talk to them about in great detail and learn a lot about them and learn, you know, which scholarships they might qualify for and direct them to apply for certain things so that we can get them the best financial aid package possible. So I'd like really quickly just to take you through a few locations on campus. To just show you what our campus is like so that you can get a good visual idea of how our campus looks. And I'll talk about some of the highlights for each of these areas. So this is our Cynthia Ann Parker College of Liberal Arts. So if your students are interested in any of the liberal arts majors, they will most likely have a class in here. We also offer some of our basic courses in here, so anything related to sociology, psychology, communications, all of those courses are going to be in here, as well as the faculty offices for the programs. Even if your students don't have classes in this building, I would highly recommend they go and walk through. This building has our Hall of Leaders, so each year we induct 2 to 4 leaders into the Hall of Leaders program. And they are on display and have an article about them. So just really prominent figures who have graduated from Hardin-Simmons or who are somehow affiliated with Hardin-Simmons are displayed here. This is our School of Fine Arts. Personally, this is one of my favorite buildings on campus. Beautiful exterior, very ornate, lots of stonework, but the inside is just as neat. Lots of artwork on display. It's not uncommon to hear music. It's not uncommon to see really special paintings on display. So this is a great building on our campus as well. This is the Woodward Ellis Recital Hall. This is the smaller of our auditoriums. We do have a bigger auditorium as well that holds our entire student body. So when we have functions for the entire student body, we put them in the larger one, but this one is excellent. This is where any of our music students who are performing recitals, they will have those recitals here. Our theater program will occasionally do performances in here as well. So this is an excellent space. It's very, very nice. And I feel confident that your students would have an opportunity to see some sort of production in this facility. Our Logsdon School of Theology. This is the Logsdon Chapel, and this stained glass window, the pictures don't even do it justice. It's just as beautiful as you can imagine. It is gorgeous, and the stained glass window is the largest stained glass window in all of West Texas. This chapel is a smaller chapel, so we don't hold our campus chapel services here, but we do hold special services here. So if we have a night of worship or a special speaker coming, we might hold that service in here. And another neat feature about this building is that it is very common to see weddings happening here on Saturdays. So even if it's not a student function, it is really nice to see weddings happening here on campus, and it's just a beautiful feature to our campus, and it is also the first thing you see when you're driving onto our property. So it's a great focal point for the community as well. So this is a picture of the Johnson Building. Inside the Johnson Building is the Kelley College of Business and Professional Studies. Also in this building, so we do have one of our larger event spaces that is held in here. And then our president's office is also in this building. Our president, Eric Bruntmeyer, absolutely loves interacting with our international students. He leaves his office door open intentionally because he wants students to come in and say hello and meet him during the day. So if your students come to campus, he will meet them. But even if they are just walking around throughout the day and have a chance to stop in and say hello, he will almost always stop what he's doing and come chat with them. So he's very dynamic, very energetic, loves getting to know our students. So that's a great leader to have on our campus. He's very engaged. Also in this building, we do have student computer labs. So if your students need access to computers, printers, anything like that, that's available to them in here. This is the Holland Health Science Building. So if your students are in any of our science or mathematics programs, they will most certainly have courses in this building. It's a great building. All the labs are very up to date. Great technology there for them. So this building is certainly popular on campus for biology, chemistry, math, and then we also have an observatory in the field outside of this building. So with a great telescope, you're able to look at the stars and everything. So it's a really neat thing. We do also, in addition to the College of Science and Mathematics, we have our College of Health Professions. And so as you can imagine, the types of programs included in here are physical therapy, physician assistant. So we have some excellent healthcare programs that are really specific. And Hardin-Simmons is especially well known for our healthcare programs. So if your students are interested, not only in undergraduate healthcare, but even going on to the graduate levels of healthcare programs, Hardin-Simmons would be an excellent place for them. In addition to what is included in our College of Health Professions, we do also have our Patty Hanks Shelton School of Nursing. We have a heavy concentration of international students, particularly from Africa, who come to Hardin-Simmons to study nursing. Our Patty Hanks Shelton School of Nursing is outstanding. There is an exam that they take at the end of their program called the NCLEX exam. And Hardin-Simmons, the Patty Hanks Shelton School of Nursing has a 93% pass rate on that exam on the first attempt, which is outstanding. So 93% of our students pass that exam in one try. So that's phenomenal for them. This is our Richardson Library. This building is 3 floors, and we have some of the best librarians in the country, I am convinced. They have helped me a lot throughout my studies, and I know they help our international students as well. The first floor, we have some offices available. Some of our academic services are located in here. So our tutoring, math tutoring, writing tutoring, all of those are included as part of tuition for your students. So that's made available to them for free. And the people who do the tutoring are so highly qualified. They do an incredible job. Also on this floor is our technology services. And so any student who's having computer trouble or anything like that, they can get help with that here in this building. And then we also have some great study spaces. As your students get close to finals, they will want a space to study quietly and uninterrupted. And so the Richardson Library is a great place for that. This is our Connelly Mission Center. This will be the hub for your international students that you send to Hardin-Simmons. This building is dedicated to our Global Engagement Office. So as soon as students arrive on campus, they get connected into our Global Engagement Office. The Global Engagement staff does an incredible job of making sure that all of their needs are met. They take care of their immigration advising. They take care of any sort of specific international advising that needs to happen to make sure that they are in the right number of courses. They help them when they go to get a job. All of those things happen through the Global Engagement Office that's located in this building. And we also have our International Student Fellowship Club, and they meet in this building as well. So this is an important building for your international students. This is our Fletcher Fitness Center. This is a brand new facility, and as you can probably tell, Hardin-Simmons does care a whole lot about spiritual, mental, emotional well-being. We also care about physical well-being, and really encourage students to take advantage of this facility. It is open to them. They are able to use it. We have 2 full-size basketball courts in here. We have an indoor soccer arena. And then we do also have cardio and strength training equipment. This is our indoor soccer field. So all of these facilities are available to them as part of just being a student at HSU. Gilbert's Coffee Shop. This is also located on the first floor of the Richardson Library. But Gilbert's Coffee Shop is just a great place for students if they have a break between class. Nice little place they can get a snack, they can get a small, muffin, fruit, or something like that. And then we also serve Starbucks coffee in here. So that's something that a lot of our students like to take advantage of and like to spend time with their friends. We also host our community coffee hour here where professors will come and meet with students and just have a free hour of coffee. So if students are interested in taking part in that, they certainly can. If you have students who are interested in athletics, we are a great place for that. As you can see, the picture here is of American football. We have a very highly ranked, very competitive NCAA Division III football team. We also have just a variety of sports. We have 18 different varsity athletic sports. So men's and women's soccer, men's and women's tennis, track, all of those are available to students. If students just want to play sports, but they don't necessarily want to compete at the Division III level, we do have intramural and club sports available to them as well that are much more social if they're interested in that. I just wanted to provide my contact information to you, and then also Kisame Coupe, who you heard from earlier in this presentation. Both of us work very closely together in helping our students from Africa through the admission process. And so it would be our pleasure to work with your students and to work with you in any way that we can. We would be absolutely thrilled to do that. So please don't hesitate to reach out to us, and feel free to let us know if there are any questions that you have. Don't hesitate to reach out to us directly. We would love to visit with you. So at this time, if there are any questions, I see that there have been some questions answered in the chat already, which is great, but if there are any others, feel free to jump in and ask us, and we would love to answer those for you.
And we want to welcome this time for question and answers, and our team is ready to answer any question that you feel you need to know more about HSU, and also the program that we are offering and how that scholarship works. But I want to tell you that what they are talking about is true. I have personally benefited from the same scholarship. And one thing that I would like to share about that is that there are other scholarships on campus that if a student comes and he studies smart and he has a 4.0 GPA, he can still go on a scholarship central and get more scholarships. So HSU is so friendly and is a family. They take care of everyone, especially international students. I saw them taking care of them because we are here, we have nobody, but they have made us to feel that we have a family with us. So please, if you have any question, it's time for you to ask a question, and our team is there to answer. Gray and Shannon and we are going to answer those questions today. So Faith, the floor is yours, please. Welcome.
I see one question that came through in the chat asking about study abroad. We definitely have study abroad programs that are available, and international students are definitely able to participate in those. I know personally, I did a study abroad with Hardin-Simmons in Austria, and I wish every course could be taught that way. It was so much fun. But that's definitely available to students. Most of our study abroad courses are class specific. So even if they are in, we may have a nursing student and a business student, but if they both are taking a leadership course at the same time, they may be able to participate in that. Most of them are short-term study abroad. So like, for example, the one I did was 3 weeks in Austria. But we do have some that are longer, and it just depends on the program.
And
Thank you very much, Shannon, for the wonderful presentation. If you have any question, feel free to either type it out or to unmute your mic and ask. We can take like 5 questions. Shannon, I can see, I think, a question. All right, it's a appreciation from Shadi.
I do see another one that came through that says, what kind of opportunities exist for undergraduates to work on research or academic projects with professors? It really depends on the specific program. We certainly have opportunities available for students to potentially work, if they're a science student, to work in the labs with professors. I will say those opportunities there are not as many of those available at the undergraduate level as there are at the graduate level. But we do certainly have some opportunities for them to participate in research and learn about the research process through the work that their professors are doing. Are any departments known for their contribution to research? Yes, we do we have a brilliant professor on campus who he also works, his primary specialty is math. He's one of our math professors, but he also works with NASA and pilots a program with them where they study meteors and how they move throughout space to determine their projections. And he and one of his students in that program actually did discover a new meteor. And so that was a great contribution. And then we have several of our biology professors who are engaged in cancer research and things like that. So definitely some very active research going on our campus. Another question, is there career counseling and is it helpful? Yes, we have a full center that is devoted to career counseling. Our Career Services Center will sit down with students while they're at Hardin-Simmons and help them find on-campus jobs, help them find internships if they need that. But then also they are available after students graduate to help them get partnered with jobs. So that's a lot of times companies will reach out to our Career Services Center if they have available positions. So it's a great way for them to network and get connected to some career opportunities. So it's very helpful. They also do very practical things like help students write a resume for the first time or learn how to write a cover letter. They do an etiquette dinner where they teach students, proper manners to use at a business dinner if they were ever at a meal for that. So it's incredibly helpful. Another question was about our plans for the fall. Our plans for the fall are that we are still hoping our students can get to our campus, but we have a contingency plan if they are not able to. We will be able to offer online learning for a semester, so we can hold it after they get admitted, they receive their scholarship. We will put those scholarships on hold for them. They can go ahead and begin their courses online, and then they will receive their scholarships as soon as they arrive on campus. So definitely hoping that that will work well for them. Let's see. For graduate students, are there graduate assistant positions available? Yes. They are competitive, so students are not guaranteed a position by any means, but we do have those available. If a student comes as a graduate student, they may be able to get a position like that. And again, it just depends a little bit on the program. Let's see. What qualities and experiences are you looking for in applicants? That's a great question. We are looking for students who want to make a difference in the world, who feel that they are called to come to Hardin-Simmons. We want students who are eager to find that purpose and that plan, and we want to help connect them into that and help them develop their plans and develop and grow as people and as students. So I'm going to pause for just a second and turn it back over to Gray, and then I will jump back in and answer a few more questions in just a little while.
Yeah, thank you. With us, we have also our president, so let Gray come over here. We have somebody in our room now. Welcome, Gray.
So hello, good morning again. Wanted to quickly jump in and pause Shannon because I actually have a special guest to welcome you. He heard that we were on a Zoom call with all of the most wonderful people throughout the continent of Africa. So let me introduce you to our president of Hardin-Simmons, Eric Bruntmeyer. He wanted to come by and say hello to each of you. So please join me in welcoming Eric.
Well, good morning or good evening or whatever it is out there for y'all. I hope you're having a good time today and learning a lot about Hardin-Simmons University. I will say that I'm very blessed to be here and I enjoy working with the folks that I do. But I will also say I have enjoyed traveling all over Africa, from Swaziland to South Africa to Kenya. We've been to Nigeria. Oh gosh, we went to Rwanda too. So I have enjoyed meeting so many fun and wonderful people with huge hearts. And so I hope that what they've shared with you today, not only Kisame and Gray and Shannon, but what you've heard from us today really shows you our heart. We have a passion for students. We have a passion for them to have a purpose and a plan, and we want them to become the leaders in not only in your country, but our country as well. And so I hope you'll join your hearts and your minds and your spirits with us as we try to change the world. And so I'm excited. Anytime that you ever need to get in touch with you, I'm about to give you my cell phone number so you could text me from around the world. I give my cell phone number out to everybody. I'm very bored. I don't have enough friends, and so I need lots of friends all over the world. But I'm going to give you my cell phone number. Here we go. It's 325-232-5089. And that's in the US. I think that's 01. I'm also on WhatsApp, so feel free to connect with me there. So my number again, 325. 232-5089. And I'm not on TikTok. I am not on TikTok. I am on Marco Polo. My kids have got me on Marco Polo. I have 5 kids, and they keep me up to date. I will tell you, Faith is amazing. Gray and I and Kisame, we got to meet her almost a year ago this summer. We sat down in her office and we talked to her about her passion for what she does and our passion, and they lined up. Faith, I want to report back to you on Morgan. What an amazing young man. We sat in your office, and that glass window, we looked out and you pointed to him and you said, he needs to come to Hardin-Simmons. And God was good, he was great, and he provided a way for Morgan to be here. Faith, I do want to report back that Morgan is not a good driver. I have personally been trying to teach him to drive, and we got a long way to go. He drives like a Kenyan. And that is scary for me, being in the passenger seat. So we're going to work on him, and pretty soon he's going to head back to Kenya and show everybody else how to drive in Kenya. But all that to say, we are so happy that you are considering and that y'all are looking into the relationships that we have here. And we are blessed because of what you bring culturally, what you bring spiritually, and what you bring mentally, physically, and emotionally to our campus. Our students learn so much about the world. And so we thank you. And anytime that you'd like to get in touch with us, obviously we're all connected and easily connected, but anytime you want to get in touch with me, you're welcome. And so thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you for that short briefing from our president. And still, if we have questions, we want to continue question times, because this is the best time for us to be able to explore and to be able to answer questions since this is a good place. So please, Shannon's still there to answer question. I'm here and Gray is here. So if you have another question, let us know. And if Shannon, there's any question that you see, you can read and answer, go ahead, please.
Yeah, so I do see another one. Asking about, early admission versus regular admission. Of course, we do encourage students to turn everything in as early as possible, but we do have rolling admission. So if you still have students who are interested in coming for the fall, we can still work with them. We'll have to move fast, but we can still work with them. So we are certainly able to accommodate them in different parts of the admission cycle. So let's see, make sure I'm not missing anyone.
Did you cover the online education part in the midst of all the visa stuff? I don't
Just
know.
briefly, so if we are not able to have students come to campus in the fall, if they're not able to get a visa or anything prevents them from getting here, online education is certainly going to be made available to them so that they can still go ahead and get started. One thing I did not mention about the online education program is we are going to offer that at a reduced tuition rate as well. So that's an important feature for them to be aware of. And then once they are able to get a visa, their scholarships will be held for them, and they can go ahead and come to campus as soon as they're able.
Good. I'm going to kind of jump in right behind you too. That one is, I've been following a lot of just the trends and what's happening all around the world for students studying in the U.S. with the visas being paused temporarily. We're all best guess on when we think that's going to reopen. And so we're planning and praying that visas will reopen for August, but we are actively having a plan B ready. And what that plan is, we want students to be able, if they can't come in August, start for 1 semester online. We can even extend that out to 2 semesters. If, kind of just thinking through this, I imagine that countries will probably open up at different rates. So we might have Kenya open up at one point and then Nigeria at another. We're going to build to where we have a flexible start online, and then you can come over to start studying in the U.S. after the visa opens up. Shannon and my office, we're going to work hand by hand, step by step with the students to make sure that They can start online, have all their visa documents, have everything ready. That way, when the visa's open, they can run in, get their visa, and then, Lord willing, come, and they won't have to stay out of college. They can start online at that reduced rate. We're going to hold scholarships. We're going to hold their housing, and we're going to walk alongside them as they make that transition. And so Kisame and Shannon have shared that a lot of our students that were already planning to come to the fall are fine starting online. I want you to know that we are experimenting with that new pathway. Also, I want to see long-term that some students might not be able to afford 4 years of study in the U.S. Perhaps this is where I see the favor of the Lord coming in, that could we perhaps open up a long-term pathway where we have students study 2 years in Africa and then 2 years here at a reduced rate? We're starting to brainstorm and be innovative of potentially a new way to help more students study in the U.S. at a cheaper rate. And so I wanted just to share with you that. So option 1 is they come here, they start in the fall. Option 2, they start online. And then possibly even a third option later on where we just build programs where they do a couple of years overseas and then come here when it's more cost effective. So I just wanted to share that for a minute.
Absolutely. The only other question I see that I think we have not touched on was related to housing. Asking, do most students get along with their randomly assigned roommates? The answer is yes. So even though students are randomly assigned roommates, in most cases, if there is someone they would like to request, they can certainly do that. But we try to take great care to pair students with a roommate that has a very similar lifestyle. So we're not going to pair someone who is a super late riser, the night owl kind of person, with the really early riser. We're going to try to make sure that as many things as we can consider, we do consider to make sure that it's a smooth relationship and a good partnership for people to live together on campus.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did have a question. Can you please be more specific on how much reduction you anticipate being able to give? So the online tuition rate is an hourly tuition rate instead of block. So as I mentioned earlier, the block tuition covers 17 credit hours per semester, or 34 credit hours per year. If the student comes online, that becomes an hourly rate. So they may choose to take 1 class or 2, but that rate is $4.95 per credit hour.
I want to say it's close to a 2/3 reduction. Is that right?
Yes, it is. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I agree too. I think I see a note about online classes are a challenge in many African countries. I've seen the same thing. Some days internet works perfect, and other days the power in the internet doesn't work. I don't see that as a challenge that stops us from moving ahead. I see it as a challenge of how do we partner and how do we try to overcome, how do we create online classrooms that are flexible enough that instead of teaching a class at 8 a.m. on Monday, we have asynchronous learning through video or through some other means that give students, possibly in other developing countries, the opportunity to learn at their own pace. I think that while there are challenges, our university and our online learning department really wants to get in that space to experiment and try to improve from our end, from the learning platform, how to make it more readily accessible, easier, and more supportive for those students in certain countries that might have a challenge. I know this sounds funny, I love problems, because I look at problems as opportunities to overcome and to do something new. And so I'm hoping that as we try this, I think there will be problems, there always are, but that's not going to stop us from moving forward. We're actually going to learn how to overcome those problems. And so I hope that makes sense. Shannon, I think you gave a wonderful presentation. Thank you for your clarity of speech. You were engaging and you shared so much clear information. And so And you've shared everybody your contact information. It looks like you have now 15 new friends, you and Kissame and myself, all the way through all different parts of the continent of Africa. And I saw somebody say, yes, we would like to come visit Cameroon at some point too. Never been to that. I look forward. Great.
Thank you very much, Gray, Kissame, Shannon. We have learned a lot. And I would like to request my colleague, Dan Wise-Young, who is the RIAC for West and part of Central Africa, to give a vote of thanks. Dan, you're welcome.
Thank you, Faith. I appreciate that. Let me see if I can get my video on as well. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can hear you.
You can hear me. Okay, fantastic. Okay, there I am. I'll take my glasses off. Thank you all very much for this very warm and helpful presentation. I appreciate it, and know that for those of our advisors in the region who weren't able to join, we'll be able to share this with them. And I'm so glad that you had this connection with Faith so that we can build on this relationship. One of the things you've highlighted is so true as I worked around the continent, as I have for in different aspects for more than 10 years. That personal touch, that personal communication and all makes a huge difference. So thank you all. I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Diane. So thank you, Shannon, and Ray, many thanks. Tell the president we were pleasantly surprised, and we appreciate the fact that he took his time off to just come and say hi to us. Thank you very much, advisors. And for everyone who would like a follow-up session for your students with Shannon, now you have her email. Kindly let's work with her to have our students receive this information. Others, have a great evening, and we will share the recording later.
Faith,
yes,
this is Clara.
Oh, yes, Miss Clara.
My name doesn't shows up as something weird. I don't know what that is. But anyway, I'm the RIAC in Southern Africa, and I would like to echo Diane's comments and Faith's comments that I just interrupted. Sorry, Faith. I was really impressed with the information that was provided, but also the quality of the session. So my hat goes, and I'm not turning on my camera because my hair is not combed, okay. But the quality of this Zoom session is probably one of the best that I've participated on. So hats off to your students. Very well done.
Good job, guys. They're smiling. I can barely see, but I can see them. They're smiling behind the camera.
Okay.
Thank you for that. That's very kind. It amazes me what they can do and what our programs can do. And so that honors us a great deal. Thank you for that.